Good evening. It has been quite the day in the news cycles. Even aside from all the Olympics news, which I'm sure you understand there's a ton of that, which, by the way, we don't put out a little bit, not much. There are some things that I consider news that involve the Olympics, but as far as just the competitions themselves, it's just not what we do. Not that I mean any disrespect to the Olympics, but we don't cover sports unless it dips into the news. But so the title of today's show, yeah, a lot of frustrating news. Some things that I really think are concerning, especially on the vaccine front, and I had a moment. If you would go to Facebook about the title of the show, it would tell you, the fact checkers would tell you that it's only 90% true. Because or only 10% true. Because 90% of the day I did give a damn, but there was a moment. There was 10%, well, maybe not 10, but there was a bit that I actually was able to finally escape, even just for a little bit, and it was nice. I don't know what it was about it, but there was a huge update today, and which, by the way, really wasn't why I didn't care. The biggest reason why is because if you sniff enough glue, you won't give a damn about anything. But no, that's not what went on. There was this huge update for Flight Sim today, and I mean, I started at 10 a.m. and got done around 5ish, I think, 5:30, something like that. Finally got done with the update. It was huge. And so I thought, well, the update's done. I'm going to jump in just to see if there's really this big, massive improvement as claimed. And indeed, there was. I mean, it was incredible. Incredible. Well, yesterday, I think it was, somebody in one of the groups had mentioned how he does his multi-screen setups like I got here. You can, with the video card, enable something called stereo surround, and it essentially turns my bottom two monitors into one wide monitor. That's how my computer sees it, as one wide monitor. However, when you fly in Flight Sim with it, doing that, it kind of gives you a warped view. It's weird. It's some kind of it's something they don't have fixed yet in the Flight Sim. But somebody had said you could do it in windowed mode instead of full screen. You could go in windowed mode and stretch it all the way across your multiple monitors, and it would look perfect. And so I thought to do that today when I went in to go check it out, and it was absolutely perfect. And other than that stupid bezel in the middle, that sucks. But anyway, other than that, it was incredible. And I had such, if you can imagine a realistic experience within the flight, that I felt like I had when I always flew. It used to be when I flew all the time, I was carefree, I was happy, I was in my happy place. And I hadn't even been able to feel that with this new Flight Sim ever since, it came out. I hadn't been able to have that moment, and today, I don't know if it was just the visualizations, what I was doing. I was in an F-15. I was buzzing around New York City, and just the graphics were superb, and everything was nice and smooth and buttery, and it was just incredible. So expect probably one day soon here, I'll probably go live. I won't stretch it across two monitors because that'd be hard for you guys to see, but I'll full screen it on one monitor and go live and take you guys flying with me. So I've got a variety of aircraft now. So everything from F-15 to a DC-6 to you name it, bush planes. Yeah, I enjoy it. And I'll tell you what, it was nice just to have that little bit of moment It was really nice. So I must admit I even was a little tempted for just a moment to even call in Hooky, and go flying. But no, I've got this responsibility. I think of it as a responsibility. So I did think it though. I'm gonna be honest. I did think it. But it's enjoyable, very, very enjoyable. Now I can't wait until the morning because I know what I'm doing in the morning when I get up. But and if you can find something like that, I highly recommend you partake in it when you can. Don't overdo it. Moderation is important. The reason why I say don't overdo something like leisure is because, in my opinion, most of us still have a lot of work to do. So even if it's learning, if it's, researching what's going on, whatever the case may be, we don't want to spend too much leisure time because that might turn around and bite us. But if you can find something to capture your zen even for a moment, I highly recommend it. It was the strangest, for me, at least in the last several years. It was actually kind of surreal feeling, having all that weight lifted just for a little bit, and just really immersed in enjoying what I was doing. Immersed is the perfect word. But anyway, news. There was a lot of that, and right from the beginning, say 7-ish a.m., I was already over 30 headlines that I had to sift through, and then all day long it was just bam, 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 bam. Acceleration without a doubt. Things are definitely taking a turn, and I mean we knew it was coming. It's nothing that we didn't know was coming for the most part. There was one thing in particular that really frustrated me today, and you notice for the thumbnail I got a picture of Simone Biles, and I'm very frustrated. I am extremely frustrated. I have this hunch that a lot of the stress that Simone was under was because of individuals with agendas. And I have a feeling that they were really, 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 really pressuring her to succumb to those agendas. And I don't think she wanted to do it. It's just my opinion. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of stress regardless. I mean, geez. Especially for her. I mean, can't really argue too much about her being the best. That's a lot of stress in and of itself. But then to have all that other, because it's happening. You have this individual or this organization or that individual or that organization approaching her saying, hey, will you do this? Will you stand for this? Will you, what I mean? Will you kneel? Will you throw up your fist? Will you do this? Will you do that? Right? Because that's the thing to do now. And it's just my assumption, I guess, that is what likely happened. It's pretty clear at this point that it was because of she was having a stressful issue, and it wasn't a physical thing. It was definitely mental. And it's a shame, The reason it frustrates me so much is because this whole woke thing, it's never ending. It infiltrates everything and it just destroys it. It obliterates everything. And it's getting old. It's getting old real quick. I don't know what these folks expect. The woke. I don't know what they expect. Because there's this thing called the silent majority. And you know what? I know what I do here with the Watchman News, right? it's really kind of hard for me to sit there and claim that I'm part of the silent majority and be here and do this. But let me tell you something. If I wasn't here doing this, I would be of the extreme silent majority. Because I'm not a social person. I'm just not. And all this aside, what I do with the news, all this aside, I typically don't say a whole lot. I'm a pretty private person. And when you get me riled up, and I'm not referring to I can, for whatever reason, I consider this show different. I guess it's because I'm doing it for the Father, not myself. And I guess that's how I set it apart. And as it should be set apart. But as far as me personally, in personal life, say Facebook or whatever, if you really get me going on something, that means I'm normally quiet. If you see me really start speaking up, I'm getting frustrated. And that's on my personal stuff, right? Most of my life is not like, as far as public, like you see me doing here on the show. I'm not a public person. I'm not a public speaker. I suck at what I do, right? So it's just what it is. I'm here because I got a job to do. And simply that. But if it wasn't for that, you probably never really hear from me. That upset me greatly. Now you know of the situation, switching gears a little bit here. I'm sure you've heard of the situation we covered on the show, I believe yesterday, where New York City is mandating their employees get a vax. I know we covered it. I'm not sure exactly what day. Now, apparently, it looks like it's on the table for a federal employee mandate. It's not good. They are ever stepping closer and closer and closer to something that they're not going to be able to turn back from. I don't, man, I'll tell you what, I don't think these folks understand what no means, but they're damn well going to find out. So I did something today, thought I'd be cute, and I made some decals. And by the way, I do have links, and if anybody's actually interested in these, 2 of them for $8.99 shipped. Okay, 2 of them for $8.99 shipped. I don't have very many yellow. Just letting everybody know. I have no problem ordering another roll of vinyl, another roll of yellow. No problem with that, but I have to sell enough of them to be able to do that. But anyway, I've got plenty of black, red, white. I've actually got plenty of blue, if anybody would be interested in that. But I do need like $8.99 for 2 of them. To me, sending one decal is ripping you off. So I figure 2 of them. My actual cost is like $5, but I've got shipping, and everything that we ship is tracked. So it would be shipped first class mail, tracked, and if anybody's interested in it, let me know. Because if there is an interest, an online interest, I'll make a little quick short video and put the links right in the description of the video. And they're PayPal links, so it's you can set up like PayPal items, and so that's what I did. So easy enough. If anybody's interested in them, just let me know. I'm telling you, I'm not a fan of the times that we're in. But It's not up to us. Trying to think of other notable things. Well, why don't I just kind of hop to it? I was going to make it kind of an easy night tonight anyway. The last 2 nights I did 2-hour shows, so I figured why not have a little bit of an easy night. I still got to get trash out and all that. I charged all 3 batteries for the Mavic Air 2 today because I was going to go take a jaunt around town because, well, we've got the county fair going on, and it's not very far over there, actually. And so I was just going to take the drone around a little bit and charged up all 3 batteries, which is something I never do because I normally don't ever take it up that long. I'm lucky to use, I'll take it up and I don't even use a full battery. I'll go and fly around for a little bit, come back, land, I'm done. Which is a shame. Again, I have a hard problem with disconnecting and doing things that I just enjoy. For enjoyment, for leisure, I have a hard time disconnecting. So that happening today was actually a pretty big deal for me. A very big deal for me, even if it was just for a moment. It was nice. Hopefully I can get that back. So anyway, trying to think. Did that was really about it, other than tending to the, and I know I didn't do another vlog video today, tending to the tent. Everything's going fine. I do intend to get a vlog video for the grow tent out tomorrow, and you will see a noticeable change as far as the plants that were already in there. The new ones are doing really well, and I did plant more peas, and I'm waiting to see those pop up. I haven't seen those pop up yet, so everything seems to be going well with that. So anyway, I don't know of anything else. I'll get to some headlines, and we'll get the heck out of here at a reasonable time for a change, or at least this week. Let's see. And I could have put the decals up on our website and all that, but just for that, you know, setting up the whole store stuff just for that, nah. Let's see. There's a lot of work that goes into setting up, getting everything all right in there, and takes a little bit of time, and you gotta have you kind of have to do it. You can't break it up a whole lot. When you do that, it makes it a million times harder. And I just don't have the time to set up the store right now and get it all. I am going to do that at some point because I wouldn't mind getting into being able to provide Zeetzy oat as well as decals and other goodies. So whenever. Let's see. Tunisian president imposes nighttime curfew, tells opponents to revise constitutional lessons amid coup accusations. Sorry. A big step toward restoring trust. North and South Korea reopen communication hotline after a year of silence. Russia delivers hundreds of thousands of vaccine doses to Syria as part of a massive aid package, says the defense ministry. U.S. regulator restricts flights over Afghanistan due to militant activity as deadline for American troop withdrawal looms. So, a lot of interesting stuff going on over there as we're pulling out. And I really don't honestly know what to think about a lot of it. I don't know. You know, here's the deal. We get told what we get told. And I always keep that realization in my mind. And as I watch things, as they're explained, unfold, it doesn't make sense. So I figure there's some information somewhere that I'm being provided that's not accurate. And, I could sit there and beat my head up against the wall with it or whatever, but there's a lot more pressing stuff here for us right now than figuring out what the hell our government's doing with Afghanistan right now. They've been at that crap for 20 years. Cuba accuses U.S. government of inciting a Molotov cocktail attack on its embassy in Paris. Apocalyptic hailstorm batters northern Italy, traffic halted, people injured, and crops destroyed. Some bright headlights. Let's see. Get that vaccine in their arm. Governor Cuomo launches $15 million campaign targeting New York's unvaxxed with one-on-one conversations. Yes. And he even said, he wants people to go knocking on doors. Okay. And this is what prompted me to make those decals. He wants people to go knocking on doors, having face-to-face conversations, and more or less pressuring people into getting into their vehicle. I mean, this is how it was said. Getting into their car and going to the vaccine center. In other words, the person that knocked on the door, I guess, to offer to give a ride to go get the vaccine. I'm serious with these decals. Do what anybody interested in them, do whatever. Yeah, you can put it on your car or whatever. But my first thought is right on my front damn door, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right on my front door. I mean it. I mean it. I mean, I know I don't live in New York, but I live in New York Junior, right? Illinois. Might as well call it New York Junior. Anyway. Crypto rally deflates after Amazon denies report it will accept Bitcoin as payment. However, I got an email today from PayPal saying something about, I don't know, Bitcoin, me buying Bitcoin. It was some type of an ad for me. Or not Bitcoin, but crypto. For me, I guess purchasing crypto through PayPal, I guess. I don't know. I don't do crypto, so. Banning Navalny's website is unacceptable and officials are abusing power against opposition figures, says senior Russian communist. The latest Trump revelations show how conspiracy theories and rumors shared online about Russia are undermining American democracy. I think there's a whole lot undermining democracy. Well, we're not even supposed to be a democracy. That's the really screwed up part. Let's see. Major explosion hits chemical industry park in Germany. Residents told to stay inside. I believe Bayer Medicine was the business involved in that. I think there was another explosion today too. So apparent war crimes committed during 11-day Israel-Gaza conflict, Human Rights Watch says, urging international probe. Pretty sure there was another explosion today too, so I might be confusing them. Victoria in South Australia is set to end COVID lockdowns while Sydney cases continue to climb. A Dutch BMX ace collides with hapless Olympic official who strayed onto track and now star faces fitness battle to compete. I guess I did get a sports one in there. Sorry. I normally wouldn't have put something like that in there because that's, to me, I mean, it's Olympic news, but it's not, I don't know. Tesla makes $1 billion profit in record quarter despite parts shortages and drop in Bitcoin assets value. Leftist ESPN columnist jeered after claiming U.S. flag waving at Olympics reminds him of rise of white nationalism. And once again, I'm going to repeat. I've been saying this for over a decade, that they were going to come after the American flag. Why? Because you have to. If you want to take away America, if you want to remove America out of the citizens' hearts and minds, you got to get rid of that flag. You got to get rid of a whole lot of stuff. Like, I don't know, statues, books, and flags, and comments, and, free speech. Yeah, kind of like they're doing. Hong Kong, let's see. Sorry for the odd noise. Hong Kong convicts first person for inciting secession and terrorism under national security law. Let's see. Final death toll from June's Florida apartment complex collapse, 98 after last body recovered. I thought there was a lot more than that we're missing, was there not? I thought there was like 150 some odd. Unless I'm getting confused. EU on track to fully vaccinate 70% of its population by end of summer. Let's see. Scottish government will ask staff to put gender pronouns in emails despite overwhelming opposition, says the media. Telling ya, that silent majority is going to snap at some point. And I really don't think it's real far from now. I mean, and it's not that people want to be restrictive against the things that other people do. It's they're just tired of hearing about it. Everywhere they turn. It's ridiculous. Every fourth pedophilia suspect in Poland is a priest, state commission reveals. There's an answer for this. Why? Why won't anybody? And I can't just say, right? Because, that would get me in trouble. But there's an answer to this. Most certainly an answer to this. Ways to prevent it from ever happening again. Right? Both on the micro and the macro. But instead, at least here in the U.S., and I have seen it happen elsewhere, they shuffle them around. I don't get it. I don't understand. I can't sit here as a human being and know that this stuff is going on and think it's okay for an entire planet of people to sit on their asses and do nothing about it. Expect the governments to fix it when the governments aren't doing a damn thing. I mean, they might be, maybe, I don't know. I'm not over there. I know the U.S. isn't. I know Italy isn't. The UK isn't. Nation after nation after nation this is going on, and not a damn thing is being done by the governments about it. Not a damn thing. Yet here we are, still waiting for somebody else to take care of it for us. While children are being harmed. I don't get it. And that bothers people that I speak like that and think like that. I don't know what to say. I don't get it. It's not okay. It's not okay to stand by idly and do nothing. Not okay. These are children. I don't get it. One dead and at least 16 injured after huge explosion rocks German chemical park. Snowden skewers big tech, amoral capital firms for enabling insecurity industry and calls for urgent action before it's too late. By acknowledging America can't stop the pipeline, Biden's Nord Stream 2 deal seals the end of the Washington-centric world order. And some of these headlines are a little opinion-ish, but I've noticed RT is starting to get that way a lot more, and I need to be a little more on my ball on keeping some of those out. Jeff Bezos offers NASA $2 billion to get moon mission contract he lost to Elon Musk. So in other words, he lost the contest, but wants to buy it. Essentially, this society is unbelievable. Killer chemical blast in Germany causes Bayer Leverkusen, and I probably said that wrong, to cancel training. 1 dead in explosion, 4 missing. Majority of COVID patients in hospital may have been admitted for other ailments before testing positive, leaked NHS data suggests. A senior cardinal of Roman Catholic Church and former close ally of Pope Francis goes on trial in $412 million fraud case. Hundreds of children sexually abused over several decades in London. Counsels care on a scale hard to comprehend, says an inquiry. But what's going to be done about it? Nothing. I don't get it. It's not okay just to acknowledge that it happened and then just walk away. It's not. It's not right for these children that fall prey to this. Here, it's not right for the children that fell prey to being murdered up in Canada by the hundreds, probably thousands. Hey, wasn't that the same church organization, by the way? Russia Pirs module undocks from International Space Station ahead of destructive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. Yeah, I lost my zen probably for a good while now. That just gets me. It gets me. This chick that I can't say her name, her world tour of foreign capitals is entirely funded and coordinated by Western nations, says Russian Foreign Ministry. I have no doubt of that. She's the puppet, and they've been doing everything they can to get the puppet in power. Japanese PM Suga says record number of COVID cases not a problem for the Olympics despite growing pressure. A bomb goes off outside Dutch halal butcher shop. Police recover second explosive device. And that might have been the other one I was thinking, but I thought it was something a little more than that. Let's see. Russia approves clinical trials of COVID-19 vaccine cocktail. 150 volunteers to receive 1 dose each of Sputnik 5 and AstraZeneca. We just guinea pig the hell out of people, won't we? Russian-Iranian trade turnover up 15% this year. Mossad cell arrested over plans to provoke violence during ongoing protest in Iran, Tehran claims. Most of Britain's coronavirus pandemic may be over by autumn. Professor Lockdown claims, whoever the hell that is. 50 Shades of Brown, India. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. India backs eco-friendly and cost-effective paint made from cow dung in new bovine tech development. Cow dung is amazing, right? I mean, it cures COVID too, right? Right? Go to India and say it doesn't cure COVID. You'll wind up in jail. I think they've been released, but 2 people were actually arrested for saying that spreading cow dung and urine on yourself wouldn't prevent you from getting COVID, right? Because apparently, yeah, medicine, right? Medicine. That was what I believe it was their medical professionals. I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it was their medical professionals that were saying spreading cow dung and urine on you. And 2 people went to jail for speaking up and saying that's not true. There's a reason I don't trust government. Any government. Indonesia reports deadliest day of COVID pandemic with 2,069 fatalities in 24 hours. More to life than gymnastics, Simone Biles cites mental health concerns as she explains shock Olympic exit in Tokyo. Chinese state newspaper lashes out at BBC for fabricating stories about journalists attacked while covering floods. Czech Supreme Administrative Court overrules Health Ministry's mask mandate. A 3-year travel ban for those who visit COVID red list countries, Saudi Arabia warns. The CDC will ask vaccinated Americans to mask up again, says reports. Ancient Romanian gold mine awarded UNESCO World Heritage status, complicating ongoing legal battle with Canadian company. California split down the middle on whether to dump Governor Newsom in recall elections, says a poll. You know, to me, it's mind-blowing. I would think it should be a given that if 50% of your constituents did not want you in office, I think that's good enough to go ahead and yank you on out. That's 50%. Come on. If we can't set the bar, a little better than that, can we ever expect to get anything done? The Russian state gas giant declines to buy extra transit capacity in Ukraine's Soviet-era network as Nord Stream 2 nears completion. U.S. drone whistleblower Daniel Hale sentenced to 45 months in prison. Let's see, a pathetic fraud. Anti-Trump Republican Adam Kinzinger mocked for crying during January 6th riot. Yeah, apparently this guy was a full-blown... he's probably going to be taking on some pretty big movies from the performance he did at that hearing. So, it's ridiculous. There were people. I thought there were people. People. I mean, it's. You know what? Many, many, many moons ago at a place that I like to call River Pit, there was a riot. St. Louis, Missouri. Guns N' Roses. Guess whose dumbass was up front? Not front, but I think I was 8 rows or so back. Yeah, I was close enough to the front. Yeah. You know what? That was a hell of a lot worse than what went on at that Capitol building that day. I guarantee it. I had to fight my way. I had to fight my way out of that amphitheater that day. I don't want to hear no crying bullshit about about the Capitol building on January 6th and how horrible people. You ain't got no clue. I went to a concert and experienced worse than that bullshit. Sorry. A luxury Paris jewelry store hit in broad daylight, armed raid, over $2 million worth of loot reportedly stolen. Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and other Republicans run out of own press conference by whistling protesters. U.S. government auctions off only copy of Wu-Tang Clan album once owned by Notorium Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli. Yeah, apparently it's the only copy of that particular album. Only one copy, and he was put under an agreement that he couldn't make a public release of that or something until he'd be dead. It was like 2120 or something like that was the year that. Right, so it was beyond his lifespan, and so I guess he did release little excerpts or something back in 2016. I don't know, but stay home, save lives. Kuwait restricts foreign travel for unvaccinated citizens, barring most of its population from trips. Yeah, can you tell I read the article? I was curious. It only killed the cat. Iowa governor and others dismiss new CDC mask guidance, not grounded in reality or common sense, they say. 50,000 plus illegal migrants were released into U.S. in 4 months, and only 13% checked back in, says reports, because that works. Swastika in State Department elevator prompts condemnations from Blinken and Israel. Well, maybe you should get a little wood putty and fix it. Biden says vaccine mandate for federal employees under consideration, as reports suggest announcement will come this week. And we got a number 1 up there that we can not give a number 2 about. Let's see. Gilgamesh Dream, U.S. confiscates Sumerian tablets stolen from Iraq and bought by Hobby Lobby. What? Next thing you know, we're going to hear that Bezos bought the Ark or something, right? The Ark of the Covenant or something, right? This planet, it's big old ball of dirt floating around that sun. It's too big for an extremely small handful of schmucks to use the whole thing like their playground. Don't you think? I think we need to fix it. We should fix it. On that note, we'll talk more about fixing it tomorrow and other things they screwed up in the meantime. I am going to get out of here. I hope you all have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing, as always. God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.